See, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that triggers you, if the ideal that other people are not getting it triggers you, that's okay. We're talking about triggers and how we are discovering new triggers. But then the question becomes, how do you work through that trigger? How do you get through a trigger that comes up that, brings out a feeling of passion in anger or rage or frustration? How do you work through that trigger? So this is how I work through my triggers, and I work through that one pretty quickly. When I feel that way, first of all, is the awareness. You saw the video, I came back on and I was like, yeah, I was triggered. How do I know I was triggered? Because I felt more emotionally passionate than usual. And quite honestly, I'm not easily triggered. And so this is actually, y'all catch me at the right time because I haven't been triggered in quite some time, where I feel like an anger, like a, oh my God, why aren't you like getting it? I haven't felt like that in a long time. So this was a perfect learning opportunity, actually. Anyway, so the awareness, I feel some kind of way. And then ask myself, well, what do you feel? What are you feeling? Oh, I feel anger. I feel rage. I feel like jumping through this fucking phone. That's what I feel like. You got to be honest. You can't really put a label on it. You can't name it if you're not going to be honest with yourself. So I say, okay, I'm really angry. Okay, why? What exactly is it that's causing the anger? What is the situation? And then for me, if you saw the video, the situation was, well, I feel like I am providing something of survival level value. It's not something that's frivolous, or I'm not just popping on and running my mouth. I felt like I was genuinely providing something that would be helpful for myself and everybody, right? And in my mind, it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. So I couldn't understand why people are not seeing it the way that I can see it. So I go, okay. So you felt like your warning, or the alert that you feel like you're sounding isn't being heeded because you feel like it's a survival thing. It's a life or not life thing. Yes. And to me, life is important. And I believe everybody should have life. I believe everybody should live the type of life that they want to, even if it's different than, the life of their neighbor. So yeah, that triggered me. Then the next question would be, okay, when was the last time you felt like this? And I was like, the last time I felt like this was when I was in school and we had a group project. And everybody was taking their good ass time, like we had forever when we needed to turn them in immediately. Then I have to go, okay, so this is from childhood. This is something that happened to you in childhood. Okay, what were the consequences of that thing not happening the way that you thought that it should happen, or suggested or warned that it should happen? What was the consequence of that? We were not adequately prepared, and thus we did not receive the grade that I thought that we should have received. Okay, so in my mind, people not heeding my words or my alerting will directly harm me in the long run. Okay, so that's the fear, right? So now we found the undertone of the whole thing. And the whole thing is fear of failure, or fear of being pulled into failure that I feel like could have been prevented. And this is something that I experienced as a child, and I know what that feels like. Good. Now we know that it's a fear. Now we have to find a way to let ourselves off the hook with this fear. It doesn't have such a big effect because I am adequately prepared. I'm adequately equipped to handle whatever comes my way now that I am an adult and I'm not a child anymore. See, at that time, I didn't have the skill sets. I didn't have what I have now. So there's no need for me to be afraid now.